Just a huge bite, right? We hit the live button. Perfect. All right, welcome in everybody. It is the NBA Roundtable Part 3 coming at you live right at 6 p.m. on Monday night. So that perfect time where there's absolutely nothing else on, no NHL playoffs. We got you covered to preview who's going to be dancing going to the finals here. We got Finesse, Crispy Cappin, and Wham back with us live. They all joined us for Chris and Finesse joined us for the first two. Wham was here for the first one, so we tapped him back in. Great to have this host or cast here, powered by Daily Bread Media. Let's just get to you guys. Wham, how you doing today?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm feeling good. Happy to be here with the guys, the fellas, and yeah, man, ready to break it down. We're having a great playoff so far, and man, keep going, bro. Keep it going. I'm trying to get some of you guys' juice from last showdown. I missed out, bro. Y'all was cooking.
Chris, how we feeling?
Good, man. I'm good, Rex. Like Wham said, blessed. Blessed to be able to see this good basketball, bro. That I think that Boston and Milwaukee series was. We'll probably go back, watch that over and over and over again. Even without Chris Middleton. But yeah, excited to move forward. I'm glad we only get one day off, Rex, and we can kind of jump right back into the swing of things tomorrow. Looking forward to hearing what the guys, got to say, man. And thank you guys for the opportunity as always. I always tell Sosa that. I always like to say I mentioned that to you as well, Rex. Appreciate you guys for calling your boy up, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And Finesse, you might be feeling the best out of all of us here. How you doing?
Good, bro. I appreciate you guys having me again. Like I always tell you guys, I was a fan before anything. So, just an honor to be, here again, third time around. More to come. Crazy series we just had, between the East and the West. So excited to break it down, look ahead with you guys, and let's do it.
Sosa, I guess we have to do it so we don't get fined. How was that bite? Was it good?
It's pretty fire. I can't lie. Some special chips from Trader Joe's that my girl got. Shout out to her. She knows where the heart is. But yeah, man, we're back. First time since the Sixers got put up in the pack. They're in Turks and Caicos, though. They didn't do Cancun this year. Miami got to the finals. Spoelstra did it, or the conference finals. He's not getting to the finals, but we'll get into that. I appreciate all of y'all for joining us. Wham, Chris, Finesse. You already know, love your insight. Y'all were spot on in the last round. I was fucking terrible. I have no problem being honest with you. It's on fucking video. So, with that being said, let's get into it. I mean, Rex, I'll let you lead us into, these wonderful conference finals matchups. Me and Chris's light-skinned brethren for the Celtics is obviously playing, and we get to see Jimmy Butler tell us how much better he is than Tobias Harris every fucking day. So, go for it.
I hope you feel a little bit better now.
That felt great.
Get that off your chest there. Okay. We're live on Twitter.
I love it.
At Daily Bread Media. Give us that like, retweet, and follow there. We can't feature your comments. You can hop over to YouTube. That's the number one spot to be. We want you to drop your predictions on who's going to win the series, how many games, players, breakdowns, anything you want to do. Tell us our analysis sucks. That's what the chat is there for you. And make sure you be following Wham, Crispy Cappin, and Finesse. That's all their handles on there on Twitter, and make sure you sub to all of their YouTube channels as well. Finesse, it was good luck last time, I guess, so you got to speak last. We'll do it the same exact rotation. Wham, you got to open it up with us since you're tapped back in. You're able to join us on this Monday night. Celtics versus the Heat. Just break it down for me. Prediction, whatever way you want to take it. What are you seeing here?
All right, so yeah, Eastern Conference Finals. We got the top two seeds here. Rob Williams most likely will be available for the Celtics in this series. I think he's going to be a big boost, rim runner, defensive guy. Kind of got isolated out of the rotation with Lopez, pretty much holding down the paint. That's somebody that was really tough on that look for the last series was Brook Lopez against the Milwaukee Bucks. They're not going to have to deal with that with Bam. I think he's going to be a good defensive player, but not as much. You're going to be able to get guys like Rob Williams, who kind of showed he was a little soft a little bit at certain moments. He should be able to do his thing in this game. I'm not saying that he maybe just really hurt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just really hurt, but he will have a better impact in this game, I believe. Jimmy didn't see any wing defenders in my opinion the first 2 rounds. As far as the 76ers, we know that they're a good team on the offensive side. I really don't think they're really shooting too deep on them on the defensive side there. So he was able to get his points off. And I mean, are we going to say DeAndre Hunter is a great defender? We're just going to leave at that. So I think Jimmy Butler is going to see way better defenders in this round against the Celtics, who also, pretty much killed it. After their first 50 games, only lost 9 times. So I think that they're going to continue to show that they're really good on both ends of the floor. Maybe not having Marcus Smart the first game, maybe that's going to throw them off. I like the Celtics to win the series here. I'm thinking that we may be able to get a better series price as far as the spread, -1.5. I do like that. I don't want to take it right now because it's at -110 in my book. I think if they lose the first game, which I do expect the Heat to come out hot after having so much time off. They haven't played since Thursday. It's about 4 days in between the games that they have to play there. When they have 4 games rest so far this year, it's only happened 4 times, but they are 4-0 ATS. And when they have the rest advantage, they're 16-9 against the spread. So I think they can win the first game, especially if you get Marcus Smart announced out. I think he was listed questionable with the foot injury. I think that's something new. He was having other issues on the last game. So that's something new that may be taking a little serious there. But yeah, I like the Celtics to win. I think we get a better series price after the game 1. But as far as the bet that I did make here before I came on here, I was talking to Finesse here. I like the Celtics to win so much. And they're adding new trophies here for both of these 2 games. They're having the conference finals MVP. The name of the conference final MVP for the East is called the Larry Bird Trophy. They have to give it to a Celtics first. They're going to win. Give me Jason Tatum to get this trophy at +100. The Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals trophy. Jason Tatum, that's official bet for me.
Damn. Lamb came up and gave you who's going to win game 1, when to lock in the series future, and who's going to take the MVP for at home. We don't bring him up here for no reason. So. We watched the bench players of the Sixers just completely shit the bed left and right against the Heat, and that's what could have taken them over to the next level. We saw Grayson Allen, Wesley Matthews, and the cast of the Bucks just couldn't hit water if they fell off a boat from 3 in game 7, and maybe in game 5 or 6, if they step up, they get one there. What do we see here? Do we think that the Heat's 8 undrafted role players can be the difference here, or are you still rocking with the Celtics?
Me, right? From me.
Yeah, you're the one who got to watch our role players just shit the bed left and right.
I'm on the
Celtics. You watch the Heat, and they do it.
I'm on the Celtics 100% in this series.
Welcome.
Here's the thing. Star power gives this team a problem. That gives Miami a problem. The thing is that James Harden's not a star. So, it is what it is. The stars will show out. You can't play gimmick basketball against Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like you can say, I dare you to shoot, but I would love to see how long they go playing full zone against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Obviously, they have the hack of the year in PJ Tucker, who's going to just hack the fuck out of somebody every minute he plays in every single game. That's all he's going to do. He's going to run around, get and be physical, but we all know what he's really doing. He's just out there hacking the shit out of whoever he's playing defense on. Those role players, if they thought they couldn't hit against us, they were getting wide open shots against us and not hitting. They're not getting a bunch of wide open looks against Boston. Boston don't have to run no gimmicks. They don't have to play no games, none of that bullshit. They got physical athletes they can throw at you defensively. And they just got through the most dominant force in the game. They ain't nobody anywhere close to that for Miami. So, like I said, it would take real star power to beat this Boston team, especially in this particular round. Jimmy Butler's not a superstar to me, and the makeup of this roster is not built to beat a Boston team. I think Boston wins this in 6. The only wild card in this is Eric Spoelstra.
Mm-hmm.
Although Ime Udoka has shown to be extremely competent as a coach, he obviously had a couple of games where he might not have had the right matchup or anything, but he pressed the right buttons down the stretch against a team that was the defending champions. So I have to veer towards Boston in this particular matchup. Just me.
Damn, you finally flipped sides here. I guess it'd be pretty tough to be coming in here saying that you're going to be back in the Heat, but I mean, Ime, I'm giving him his credit where it's due, but before last season, Bud was the running playoff joke, and they got through and Steve Nash team. So this is kind of where this is the put up, shut up game. So, Chris, what are you liking here?
Yeah, I'm gonna flip the script and tell you guys that I'm taking Miami. Psych. Just kidding. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, I'm not. Sorry about that. Yeah. Don't put that future ticket in. I think Wham laid it out perfectly. I think Sosa followed it up with some great points as well. But for me, what it comes down to, Rex, is Miami. I think Miami's a really good defensive team. I think Boston's defense is probably just a tad bit underrated because Miami's defense is so good. And if I'm looking at, offense, who can I rely on to give me a bucket, right? Because we can talk about defense winning championships, but at the end of the day, whoever scores the most points are going to be able to win. And I'm trusting Udoka's ability to be able to make adjustments, even though Spoelstra is a really good coach. I'm trusting just more talent. For me, I just see more talent on Boston's side. I think that's what it really comes down to, right? I think both coaches are, probably graded A. I really like Udoka as a coach as well. I think that they've been through the biggest storm that they probably will have to go through. I think that they are extremely resilient team, and I'm talking about the Boston Celtics. The way that they lost Game 5 on their home floor to given what was at stake at that time, because if you win that game, then you come back home and you go to Milwaukee and you can go ahead and close the series out. But to have to go to Milwaukee on the road against the defending champs, against Giannis, knowing exactly what he can do, I think that just shows it for me, Rex. First game, I'm hearing a lot of smart people, taking Miami. I think Wayne made a bunch of excellent points as far as travel. Miami being, I think he said 4-0 on 4 days rest ATS wise. So I like all of that. I think Boston rides some of that momentum into game one though. I don't think that they're going to win. I haven't fully capped it in that regard. But I could see Boston coming out, pretty hot in the first quarter, maybe potentially still in the first quarter before things kind of slow down. So full series though, yeah, I'm probably on Boston. I am on Boston. Give me Boston at 6. I put a future ticket in. I was telling Finesse and telling Wham before we got started. I put a future ticket in on Boston to win the whole thing on Saturday. I got it at plus 430. And of course it's down to plus 210 now. So got it before they won yesterday. And already got some value on that. So yeah, give me Celtics in 6.
Finesse, I know this is not music to your ears because you love it when you hear all the negative stuff, why they're going to lose. I don't know what more you can add, but let me hear it.
Yeah, not much. I'm right there with Chris. First of all, amazing series, right? Shout out to the Bucks. Shout out to Giannis, doing absolutely everything humanly possible to try to drag them across the finish line. So, looking ahead, that Game 7, and Chris touched on it, the way we responded after Game 5 in Game 7 at home, which we struggled to put them away, at the Garden in that series. So I think we just passed our toughest test left in the East. So, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I like Boston in 6, just like I like them in 6 versus Milwaukee. I think Miami is by far a much better matchup for us. Milwaukee offered some things that Miami just can't, mainly length. Those 3 big guys kind of waiting for our guys to drive and finish, at the rim. That shit just wasn't flying. So Miami cannot offer that resistance. Wham touched on a lot of great points in terms of Game 1. I actually do lean Miami Game 1. Coming off a very emotional and draining Game 7, it can be a square look, but it is very, very real. The travel, the lack of rest, the rest advantage for Miami, and we going from one group of dogs right to the next group of dogs. You know what I'm saying? So I respect Miami. I respect what they do, how they play ball, but they just do not have enough consistent offense to fuck with us. They're going to grab some games, and I feel like I may even be giving Miami a little too much respect here. But I like Boston at 6. Like Chris touched on the tickets, I got to check my account, but I think I have 4 or 5 Boston futures at different times during the series. You're going to give me the price. I'm going to take the price. You know what I'm saying? So I have, a lot riding on my boys just to make it to the finals, to win the East, to win it all. So got to stick by that, right? So Boston is 6, and we'll spank whoever we need to spank come that time for the O'Brien. And that's all I got.
Well, throw them some earmuffs because it's a year too early for the Celtics. I think it's going to be the Heat won't drop the home games, and I think it's going to go 7. That's the way I see it. I think the Heat are going to defend home court, and I'm just going to give it to Spo here. Does he have the roster that's going to take it out from a talent-wise? No. Ime's first season, tough playoff, and I'm not trying to say Bud isn't a great coach, but in game, I think Spo's going to be able to give him wrinkles, and with the prep that Wham's talking for game 1, if the Heat drop game 1, then it's dead and dusted, and I think this goes 5, and the Celtics get it max. This game 1's huge for the Heat here, so that's where I rather attack the first game angle than anything else. And I think the one key that's not going to be a factor here is Tatum. He's going to get whatever he wants in the series. That's just there. I think Horford's going to be non-existent, not from Bam. I just think from the scheme and what we see, I think that's going to be the biggest thing that Spo's going to be able to do is if you get out of the offensive rhythm and you make it be one-on-one ISO ball with just make the Celtics look like the first 50 games of the season, I think that's just going to be his whole strategy. Is it going to work? He's a top 10 coach or 15 coach all time, according to the NBA. So this is what his put up or shut up moment is. This is where he's got the 8 guys who are undrafted playing with that winning mentality and that mentality that it doesn't matter who's coming up against us. Sometimes you just run into a team that's built like this, and I'm going to take who I think is the better coach at this moment, and I'll be ready to eat my words and come on here for roundtable floor finesse. So you have it ready. I'm going to take the Heat in 7. You got to get it there. We can't make sure there's no show jinx, no show mush. We appreciate everyone tapping into us. We see Barry saying better late than never. You only missed the first one. We about 20 minutes in. We can't go an hour and a half like we did for the first episode. We ran for an hour in the next one. Now we're going out to the West. I think this one's going to have a lot more back and forth because I think we might be a little bit more split than the first one. But give us that like, retweet, subscribe, and make sure you're following all of the guests who joined us today. Does anyone want to take this one first? We got to make Wham go last here, even though he is a Lakers guy, but he's out west, so there could be a little bit of bias. We'll start it off with Chris. I like it here. Who do you like? How do you want to start it off? And we can push back and forth on the points here, do whatever we want. It's a round table. We're being too kind to each other is the best way to put it.
Say less. Say less.
We're very respectful. Very respectful.
Yeah, for sure. Rex, I think man, Golden State, Dallas. I'm still kind of tossed on it, Rex, if I'm being honest, man. I really think I think a lot of people in the general public are probably going to be on the Golden State Warriors, right? And it's probably going to be because they anticipated the Golden State Warriors to have the Phoenix Suns to have to deal with, right? And you don't get Phoenix, right? So now it's like, man, like, oh, it's supposed to be a cakewalk because Dallas wasn't even supposed to win the last series, right? But what I'm seeing, man, with this Dallas team is a team that's really locked in on the defensive end. I'm seeing a team, and we know defense. I think the 2 best defenses of both of these series that's left, I honestly think those are going to be the ones that advance to the actual NBA Finals, right? So I'm seeing two really good defenses. I feel like Dallas is a little more locked in right now, man. Golden State kind of scared me, being down by 375 points in the third quarter the other day. Like that was a little scary, in game 5. So I don't think that they're locked in. I do think, they missed Kerr. I don't want to bet against them yet. So I need to cap it. I know that the season series went 3-1, but you can't really look into a lot of that. Golden State wasn't who they are now until about, 5 or 10 games left. Dallas definitely wasn't, who they were now until, last, 10, 15 games. And it's crazy to think, but about 3 weeks ago, Rex, we were just sitting here thinking, will Dallas ever get out the first round, right? It's been a while. Will Luka ever make it to the second round? And Luka's a bad man. He's a really, really bad. Somebody should put his hands behind his back and put the cuffs on him. Because what he did last night to Phoenix was criminal. It was really, really criminal. So I'm interested to see
certified hate crime.
Certified hate crime.
I'm interested, Rex, to see what Steve Kerr can cook up in game plan. But I think Jason Kidd is still a little underrated as a coach as well. I think they probably throw Wiggins at him. But I think for me it's gonna be Dallas' ability to be able to shoot the three ball, right? I talked about it a little bit earlier. I think if Dallas is able to shoot the three ball as good as Memphis is, then Dallas got a real shot to win the series, right? If those role players who didn't play well on the road in games 1 and 2 and game 5, if those role players, the Reggie Bullocks of the world, the Dorian Finney-Smith of the world, Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Maxi Kleber, if those guys can hit their wide open shots, because it's impossible to guard Luka one-on-one, Dallas got a real chance of winning this series, right? Because they're gonna play defense. I think I'm gonna lay my hat on them being able to play defense and say you can go ahead and book that one. So yeah, I'm not gonna give out a winner right now. I would love to, but I am leaning really, really strong towards Dallas because I just kind of want to fade the public. And you was the only person right on Dallas last time, Rex. So why not me be right on them? Maybe I'm the only person on them this time. I love being contrarian.
Was that walking boot the biggest fake or hoax of all time that we saw Luka in the start off the playoffs? Because it doesn't look like he is zero, at 100% whatsoever. Finesse, what you got?
Yeah, I feel like we should be forced to pick winners. Okay, I don't this whole fence bullshit. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I agree with a lot of those points. I've been back and forth on this series since we knew what the series was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So me and Chris was on Ronald's show earlier, and I was kind of back and forth. Of course, leaning Golden State just kind of purely based on experience and the guys that they have on that side. But I'm all short. But looking at on my book, Dallas plus 175 for the series. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you don't take that. You know what I'm saying? That's just way off in my mind. So I'm taking that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's dangerous to say Dallas can't do anything right now after what we just witnessed. So, I don't know. I expect Golden State to defend Dallas a lot differently than Phoenix did. I think the defensive game plan for Luka was atrocious during that series. So I think Golden State adjusts and makes it harder for Luka at the very least. But yeah, I'm not trying to. After I just flamed Chris, I'm not trying to be on the fence. So I guess.
Oh yeah, Finesse. We need a pick, Finesse.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, he was talking all that shit. Now he thought about it.
Dallas is gonna win a series. How about that? I'm picking Dallas. How about that? We got to pick a winner. I'm picking Dallas.
I was about to say, if you put the plus 175 down, I hope you're big in Dallas or you're just burned. Nah, that's where I see where your guys coming from, and I just think Luka just willed that series and had one person show up at home in the 3 games. And that's where, to Wham's advice, I think it might be better to buy on the Mavs in game 2 or if they're down 2-0 going back, because if you're not showing up in Phoenix and you're barely showing up in Utah with these role players, it's going to be a lot tougher to go there. But where's the comment from Prince of the City said? This is what's different is the other teams had a better quote-unquote matchup for Luka, where now they have a better matchup for the entire supporting cast, and where Luka is probably just going to be going to the lane anytime he wants if they're really going to throw Wiggins on him. That's my biggest thing of this series is the Warriors match up with them so well everywhere off the ball except for that matchup. And with the Warriors, you saw when they get run, once they go past 8, it gets real dark real quick. Or real gross real quick when no one's hitting from when Clay or Steph isn't clicking. And now with Poole being out with that 5th, who was the one, you're pushing everyone up a peg where they're not used to being in that spot from the whole rotation. It's easy to do it in game 55. But when you got Wiseman or anyone like that coming in, it's not looking pretty. Sosa, I hope you're surviving that storm out there.
Yeah, I had to go get stuff off my roof. But yeah,
Who are you picking for the winner? I'll give mine out last like usual. Finesse took the Mavs. Chris is undecided, so I think you're going to take the dubs here.
I'm on the Dubs 100%. Just for a lot of reasons that you just mentioned. And Luka Doncic, all they did was just beat a loser. You know what I'm saying? In the last round. Like, he's a fucking loser.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's all he did was beat a fucking loser.
Oh my god!
And what he did was amazing. But let's not get anything twisted here, okay? He just beat Chris Fraud. Okay.
You guys were loving him though. You guys were loving him round 2.
Christopher Emmanuel Fraud.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's right? So crazy how shit flip flop all the time. You know what I'm saying?
No, hold on. He beat DeAndre Olowokandi playing center.
You guys said he was going to get the bag. Just got to make sure the receipts are there.
And Devin Booker turned into Ben Simmons. I mean, look at his bitch. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. All right, it's besides the point now, right? Because now we're in the finals. And listen, the Luka magic has to run out at some point. It does. Listen, Rex just mentioned this. He had one guy show up with him at home for one. Listen, you can't do that with this team. It takes a level of discipline to continuously beat this team. Listen, in game 4 against Memphis led the game for 46 minutes. We're undisciplined for 2 and lost it. I am going with the team that has championship experience, championship pedigree to win. What Luka just did, amazing. I'm taking nothing away from it. I was only talking. Obviously, I hate Chris Paul, so I'm never going to talk about him in a positive light. I think he fucking sucks. But outside that, I got to roll with Golden State in this one. They have multiple guys they can throw at Luka, and they have multiple guys that can guard other guys not named Luka. They also match up. Both teams match up really well because you're not going to have like any dominant big at any point, right? Like it's you don't have any dominant bigs. So I think when you don't have dominant bigs and you go small ball, I think you really veer towards playing the game that Golden State wants. So I just think it's the Luka magic runs out. I'm not going to give a number of games, but I'm rolling with Golden State in this one. I just think I think the matchup is not is great for what we want to see as far as like fast-paced basketball, but I could also see this series getting real ugly where people are just putting up bricks. So I'm 100% rolling with Golden State in this one. It's championship pedigree, championship moxie. They've been here before. Like I said, after what Luka just did last night, it sounds crazy picking against the guy, right? Like we literally just saw him just boat race a fucking franchise. So, but this ain't the Suns, and this ain't Chris Paul. This ain't a fucking loser like Chris Paul.
Well, I was about to say
Odell and them. You know what I mean? It's different crew, completely different crew.
If Ayton wasn't the biggest L from the last series, it kind of have to be Bridges because Bridges is getting a lot of respect real quickly, and he kind of fell back real quick.
Oh, you mean Mikal Thibault?
Yeah, of course you had to get that one in there.
He just Matisse Thibault with cooler sneakers, dog. Y'all need to stop lying about that man.
I hope you got the MVP of the West ready for us as well. But let's hear it. Who do you like for this?
Nah, I don't. If anything, it's gonna be the Luka the Don guy, but I'm not. I understand what my guy Finesse is thinking. I think it is a good value to take them if they do win one of these games. They're not going to be at that plus 175. I believe my guy got it at. So I think that is value to hop on the Dallas Mavericks if you like them early. I'm with Sosa though, and I'm kind of torn because I don't want to go against Luka, bro. This could be a great end of the story to finish the franchise or really just stop the dynasty from even thinking they could come back. It's Luka time. I could see that narrative being drawn the fuck out because you already seen it now. They're not giving, like my guy Chris is, they're not giving Jason Kidd credit, bro. They're not giving him credit. They're talking about Luka. They're not giving Spencer Dinwiddie 5 for 7 back-to-back games from 3. They're not talking about that, which is obviously the big difference because like you guys were saying, it was a moment there we all thought Dallas was probably out of this shit. And what they were able to do, those last 2 games was just fucking phenomenal. And I'm not going to take anything away from them, even though it was a fucking crazy choke job for the damn Suns. Like, historically, Pornhub choke job out there, dog. It was terrible, bro. I'm telling you, though, in this game, bro, I mean, as far as any futures, I don't want to jump on going against Luka. Luka does love TNT. The first game is in TNT, bro. It's on TNT, but I do expect Golden State to continue to hold it down at the house. They already shown that they have a really good average to win margin at the house. I expect them to do the same thing there. I believe it's at 10.5 after the last game. I think it was at 9.6 before the game before Memphis. So it got a little bit extra because they was able to handle business there. So I think Golden State is probably the better look. They will win. If we're going to get held to making a pick, here it's going to be Golden State for me. As far as any like futures here, bro, I kind of want to see this shit play out because, like you said, Sosa, they do got guys that we really don't really think of that they could throw at Luka. Jonathan Kuminga, I could see him being a guy that they're going to throw out there. He's young. He's probably going to be out there fast, but who's to say, man? Y'all seen the rest, bro. Rest be on some wishy-washy shit all the time. They could let him go out there and be a little aggressive on him. What happened?
I know Iggy's like 85 years old, but Iggy's coming back too.
I
know he's 85 years old, and y'all think he's this.
They gonna play him. They gonna find some minutes for him. You already know they will. No, I'm just gonna wrap that up though. For the most part, I think Jonathan Kuminga maybe a little bit sleeper dude right there. And I know he was pretty good when he's available to get rebounds. Maybe a rebound prop. I'll be looking as far as props on this series here. But for the most part, I'm gonna just ride with Guy Sosa here. I think Golden State possibly win. If I was to say, this probably would be a game 7 because Luka, the story is there, man. This is like some legendary shit we're experiencing. So I'm not going to say anything negative towards Luka anymore because I chose fucking Devin Booker over him a couple of shows ago, and I ain't doing that shit no more. So I'm respecting Luka, bro. I'm going to leave him alone. And, yeah, I still think the Dubs win, though.
It's funny
Rex, real quick, Rex, before you go, I don't want to cut you off, but since we are giving officials out and I need to be official on something, give me the Mavs. I'm taking Luka to the finals, bro. Give me the Mavs. I'm on Luka. Yeah, that's the way I'm going, right? Because I was listening to Sosa, but listening to Wham, and I think Sosa makes a really good point that I disagree with. But when we talk about that small ball lineup, right, and you get Maxi Kleber out there, for me, what that's going to do is that's going to take Draymond outside of the paint. And then I am going to be relying upon, when you say you're taking the Mavs, you are relying upon Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock to be able to knock down those threes, and Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie continue to play well as well. And I just think they're locked in, right? Give me probably 7, but give me which means they got to win on the road too. Give me the Mavs though. I'm on the Mavs.
Damn, you're gonna make me pick who the show's back in here because we got the bottom on the Mavs, we got the top on the Warriors. And the only thing I was going to say is it's funny where if it wasn't the Warriors, we'd be giving this team a lot more shit for playing with its food like it's been. And that's just where it's just tough to go against the Warriors when with the flip of the switch, we've seen Clay and Steph get back to it. But I can't go against the Mavs where Luka, he's just on a heater right now, and he's just making the supporting casket around him. He's going to need to get a road game here. And I just don't know which one it's going to potentially be in. Because I think one could get ugly and the narrative can go quick here. That's my concern with it. But we've seen the Mavs. It doesn't matter if they're down 2-0 this series. They can't drop one at home because if the Dubs get one on in Dallas, I don't like it there. So I'll have to go Mavs in 6.
Yeah, Rex. And if I could just add a couple of things, I think for me at least, and again, I smoke a lot, so my memory kind of but from what I can remember, the only thing that even comes close to what we're witnessing is some of those LeBron-led teams, those young LeBron-led teams. And what's the worst case scenario in those type of situations is the finals. You know what I'm saying? So I just think we're witnessing just extraordinary shit that we can't, really fathom until 5 years down the line. Sosa could run ahead. It's stressful not having, anything to really, be excited about. It's stressful times. I think it's just one of those special stretches. Luka is him. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take a Mavs Celtics finals, and like a lot of you guys touched on, one of the main reasons I was so back and forth is because I do think Golden State matches up a lot better than Phoenix does against Dallas. So, you know, those matchups defensively and offensively worry me. You know what I'm saying? But and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Luka defensively. You know, in my mind, they try to hide him on a Wiggins or something like that. So we talk about Wiggins defensively, his impact. I think offensively too. If he can consistently give you 17 a game, I don't think they lose that series. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be interesting to see where the defense kind of aligns. I think we get Celtics Mavs finals and we do get out.
Jordan Poole, does he play or not this series?
Jordan Poole, you mean Gary Payton?
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
They said it. I believe Steve Kerr said it'd be a stretch for him to play. I mean, obviously, we'd love to see him play. We don't like to see anybody hurt ever. But again, I know it sounds crazy, but listen, if Iguodala is available, he does impact what they do defensively. He does. Like I mean, and I know it's like. Also, this is another thing. You know, didn't Kuminga get banged up in the last series too? Is it Kuminga that got banged up in game 4, in game 5, 6?
I don't think so. I don't see him on any injury report. The only person I have is Otto Porter. Otto Porter was
Otto Porter got banged up. There's Otto Porter. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they got like 12 light-skinned dudes that look the exact same. Sorry.
Gotta call them by number and shit.
For real. 32. Word. All right.
Devin Booker and Landry Shamet, but they done.
Right. Oh, one thing I did want to add on too, as far as we talked about it on the first round, how good after a loss this Mavericks team is, like after a loss against covering the spreads. So if they do lose that first game, I see a shorter line for the Dallas. I'm probably going to be on Dallas game too. That's just because I think they already showed us that they're making good adjustments. And like you said, Chris, I do expect Jason Kidd to get some sort of flowers against Steve Kerr. He should be able to get some shit off on him in this series. So that's the only reason I am kind of torn. But again, I'm taking Chef. I'm taking Chef and them boys. And if it get to game 6, Clay, you know, they might even call them out in 6. So I'm gonna just stick with the Dubs.
All right. Do we want to go back to anything in the first series, rehash anything that we saw in round 2 from any of the teams out? Any beef that we have to settle here, Sosa?
Duncan Robinson will not be unplayable in this series.
Ooh, tell me why.
That's supposed to like scare.
No. I see. That's why I said that. I knew it would get him upset.
He gonna look like Grayson Allen though.
Are we all here for like gambling? Is this a gambling thing? I didn't say the motherfucker was gonna come out here and hit 10 threes every night and pack y'all the fuck up. Like it'd be different if I said that, right? Like, all I said is the nigga could play. Like he'd be on the floor. He'd be able to play a little bit, like not a lot. I'm just saying shit like if you can get numbers on his props and shit like that. I'm talking from a gambling standpoint, dog. I already said I think y'all gonna win the series.
So he just trying to make sure you. He trying to make sure you.
Allen, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was.
Hey, so he just trying to make sure you parlaying whatever you doing with Duncan Robinson with the money line for Boston. That's all.
Facts.
You see where I'm going with this? I mean, I like that. Well, we go from a plus 210 to from a plus 110 to a plus 250. I like that.
That. Sosa, you got to tell me about this one because I made. What do you think of the Luka to Magic comparison?
Yeah, I like that.
Whoa.
I mean, bro, why are we stopping at Magic Johnson? I mean, I heard LeBron earlier. Like, why are we stopping at Magic? Like,
no, I was just gonna say because Luka has the shot which Magic never had. That was the one thing when we were trying to say because it's too tough to put him up against who he's currently like a best comp. And I hate trying to give people comps, especially when they come straight out of a draft. You're just fucking throwing a dart at the board and hoping it's somewhere close. But it's with Luka's current skill set. It's just he's one of his own at this point. There's really no one to put him to.
I completely agree with what Finesse actually said. The thing is is that it only sounds crazy until somebody does it, right? And the only person that you can compare in in most recent of times is a team led by a player that we on paper say has no business being there, but they have him. So I get it. Like it's not unfair. It's not like out of the realm. It's not disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just comparing what we've seen. We only have the past as the measuring stick or what we've actually witnessed. I have no problem with that at all. What he just did against Phoenix was that's special, bro. Like there's no if you finish watching that and there's like some inclination that he's not like a top 5 player in basketball or maybe even higher than that. Obviously, I say 5 because that's subjective. But I mean, if you argue that after yesterday, you blind as a motherfucker. I swear to God.
I think if we have this conversation before Luka secures multiple championships, I think that's a disrespectful conversation.
Aren't you a Celtics fan?
Unless all of that shit starts correlating to winning championships, that's really not going to mean anything when we're looking back in history 30 years down the line. So
that is a fact. Although Luka's resume, before he even got in the NBA, actually got him to the Hall of Fame. You guys knew he was a EuroLeague MVP at 18. So you don't necessarily have to win a single NBA game to get in the Basketball Hall of Fame because it's not the NBA Hall of Fame.
Compared to Magic Johnson, you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you probably got to do a couple other things to be compared to him too.
Stop it, bro.
I'm just saying.
Fuck.
Anything else, Sosa? We got Lee coming at you here saying you're going to pick the Heat versus the Mavs in the final. So make sure you come to Roundtable Part 4, Lee, to make sure that your joke is it's correct. And make sure you tweet it at him. Who else we got? Really don't got much else for today. We got 40 minutes. We kind of basically chopped it up 20 minutes on each of the series here. We dropped some plays. Wham got the trophy winner here. That's the first time we have one of those. So I like that. We got that on Daily Bread. We have Finesse the Books, who's hosting spaces and dropping the great basketball content on Twitter. We got Crispy Capping on YouTube as well with Wham. So you got to make sure you support all of the content they're pushing out on their channels. And if this is the first time you're seeing them on our show, you're living under a rock. That's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, let's get one thing straight. Okay, that man, that man right there do the spaces. You know what I'm saying? So he'd go with that shit. So daily 5:30. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's up, Sos?
You have no debates here, dog. Well,
what
Chris has done in the last 4 months with spaces is incredible, man. It's nothing short of that. I respect.
He the only one hotter than Luka right now.
What? I'm just glad he was rocking with us before he made it. Shit, man, I'm about to send him a wish list next week. You know what I mean? You remember when?
No, I do remember when. Whatever you said, I do remember when. So
remember when I tuned in that time and I came in there and I gave a play that one day? Remember that time?
I gave you the half. You know what I mean?
Rex, I just want to say shout out to you and Sosa, man. Daily Bread is a show that I was watching way before I started doing Twitter Spaces, man. Same thing with Wham and the gang. Ski, J Money not here today. Friday, my guy knows a guy. Finesse just kind of hopped into Spaces one day. We've been kicking it ever since. That was 4 or 5 months ago. We just trying to keep it going, man. Keep it going. It's always free game. Just hop through, man. Follow me on Twitter. Crispy Cabin 2 P's 2 N's. 5:30 every day, Monday through Friday. We in there chopping it up. It's community based, people just sharing their plays, requesting up. Let them talk, get their rocks off, and hopefully they win.
Yeah, it takes a set to be able to run the spaces after a while because there's always that tipping point where it just never goes back. It runs south for 25 minutes, and then it's just like, oh, we're off the wall. But we appreciate everyone tapping in with us on this Monday night. If you're running it back with not live with us, we appreciate you tapping in with us. Give us that like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you back with the Roundtable Part 4 for the finals.